We're ready to start now. Good evening. I am Joan Fusillo, the moderator for this evening's forum. The League of Women Voters, which is hosting this forum, is a nonpartisan organization. We put an emphasis on voting. We do not support or oppose candidates or political parties. This evening, we will give you an opportunity to gather information about the candidates for the Rotterdam Town Clerk, Receiver of Taxes, the Town Justice, County Legislature, Town Council, Town Supervisor, and Town Highway Superintendent to help you make your voting decisions. All of these candidates will be on the ballot on November 4th, and they all have been invited to tonight's forum. These candidates are serving our community and participating in the democratic process by their willingness to run for office. Okay, we have a few ground rules here. We ask that no campaign signs, buttons, or literature be distributed in this room. There is a table for campaign literature outside this room. There's also information about the League of Women Voters, and we ask you to please take a look. Also, please silence your cell phones for the duration of the forum. No video or audio recording or pictures are allowed unless previously authorized by the League. You are welcome to submit written questions on the cards distributed. The questions should be suitable for all of the candidates to answer. Please hold up your cards and an usher will collect them throughout the forum. Each candidate will be asked the same question. Questions will be screened, and questions that are unclear, hostile, or of a personal nature will not be used. Questions that fall in the same general area may be consolidated. There's often not enough time to cover all of the issues. Please feel free to contact the candidates directly for more information. Candidates will have a 2-minute opening statement, 1 minute to answer each question, and a 1-minute closing statement. Please, we ask the candidates to please speak directly into the microphone so people in the back can hear your answers. That's why I'm right here. We have timers who will hold up a yellow card when there are 30 seconds left and a red card when it is time for the candidate to stop. During the questioning time of the forum, the order of the candidates will be varied. After each statement or question, please hold your applause until all the candidates have spoken. The following candidates responded that they are unable to attend the forum tonight. That would be Donna Davignon, Diane Martin, John Mertz, and John Hester. Now, let's introduce our first set of candidates. There are 2 candidates running for 1 seat as town clerk, Donna Davignon and Megan Griffin, and 2 candidates running for 1 seat as receiver of taxes, Diane Martin and Alyssa Sequoia Blum. Ms. Davignon and Ms. Martin are not present tonight, so we're going to seat the 1 candidate that's here for town clerk and the 1 for receiver of taxes. So if you would please step up to the table now. I just want to note that people have submitted separate questions for the town clerk position and other separate questions for the receiver of taxes position. So after the opening statements, each candidate here will have a separate will have different questions to answer. Thank you. And Ms. Griffin, will you go first? Oh, your opening statement, please. 2 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Megan Griffin, and I'm running for the position of Town Clerk. Thank you to the Schenectady County League of Women Voters and to the Town of Rotterdam for hosting this forum and giving me the opportunity to speak with you tonight. The Town Clerk plays a crucial role in government, not only as the official record keeper, but also as a key point of contact for all residents. The clerk's office is responsible for vital records such as birth, marriage, and death certificates, including licenses and permits, and ensuring the smooth and transparent operation of town functions. Before working for the Town of Rotterdam, I spent 20 years in the healthcare field in the clerical, patient care, and customer service roles, including as a nurse assistant and medical assistant. These positions taught me compassion, professionalism, and the importance of handling sensitive information with care and accuracy. I also come from a family with strong work ethic. My family has owned and operated Robinson's Hardware Corporation for 65 years, and I carry those values with me every day. In 2021, following the election of Supervisor Collins, I was appointed as her confidential secretary, a role she affectionately calls her assistant. The supervisor's office, much like the clerk's office, requires precision multitasking and close collaboration with department heads, legal counsel, and engineers. I've worked extensively on town projects and contracts, including managing bidding documents. One of my key responsibilities has been preparing and submitting town board agendas. I've maintained a 100% on-time record with draft agendas posted on Fridays and final agendas posted on Tuesdays before each meeting. For the past 4 years, the town budget has also been presented and posted publicly on time. These tasks often require late nights and long hours, which I do without overtime or compensation because I believe in delivering for our residents. Since 2022, I've also helped improve the town's communication efforts on social media, keeping residents better informed about town news, events, services.
Ms. Griffin, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Very-
I didn't talk
very
fast enough, I guess.
interesting. Ms. Blum, would you please give us your opening statement?
Yes, thank you. And good evening to all the residents, and thank you to the League of Women Voters for inviting me here this evening. My name is Elisa Blum. I am a lifelong resident of Rotterdam. This town isn't just where I live. It's where I was raised, where I raised my family, and where I've dedicated my career to serving the public. As a receiver of taxes, it's not just bookkeeping, it's more of a stewardship of the community's money. For more than 20 years, I have worked in public service, housing, and financial management. I served as a HUD certified inspector for the Schenectady Municipal Housing Authority, overseeing more than 4,000 properties to ensure compliance, safety, and accountability. In that role, I was trusted to manage complex regulations, detailed reporting, and direct service to residents and property owners. I also bring extensive financial leadership experience as a vice president and CFO of a local construction company, where for over a decade, I've overseen budgets, compliance, and day-to-day operations. My background also includes serving as a code enforcement coordinator for the city of Schenectady, improving the revenue system and safeguarding taxpayers, as well as time in the district attorney's office, where I work to protect families and strengthen community safety. Across every role, I've been known for accuracy, integrity, and service. I listen carefully, solve problems with facts and fairness, and make sure people are treated with respect. As receiver of taxes, my goal is simple: to provide efficient, transparent, and friendly service to every Rotterdam resident. You deserve shorter wait times, clearer communication, and complete confidence in your tax dollars that are being handled with care. I'm not a career politician. I'm a community member, a neighbor, small business owner, and this is my hometown. It would be an honor to bring my experience and dedication to this office. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Blum, and you get the first question. So what do you think are the specific responsibilities of receiver of taxes as opposed to all your other financial background?
So I believe the receiver of taxes ensures that every dollar collected is handled accurately, securely, and transparently. It's not just bookkeeping, as I said. It's serving the community. It's actually handling the community's money. With my 20 years in compliance and public administration, I've overseen multi-million-dollar budgets, enforced regulations, and ensured accountability. My priority is accuracy and service, making sure taxpayers are treated fairly while still maintaining the financial integrity of our town.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Griffin, your question is about the town clerk's office. How important it is that the town clerk's office maintains records, including minutes from the town board meetings?
It's very important. I've managed sensitive documents, like I said, for over 2 decades in the healthcare industry, and being the sole provider of the records for the town comes very important. I handle currently contracts that include resolutions, agendas, legal documents,
Just go closer to the mic.
bidding processes, and it's extremely important to hold records very, very safe and accurate and make sure that they are absolutely available to the public as well whenever they are requested, especially with town employees and any information that they need.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Blum, how would you handle disputes or errors in tax collection?
So, errors and disputes happen, obviously, because nobody is perfect. But how we handle them is really what defines the office. I put in place a clear, timely process so residents can get answers quickly, because at the end of the day, that's really what residents want. If they have a problem or an issue, they want to make sure that you understand the problem or issue and give them an accurate answer as quickly as you can. And I love calling people back. That's one thing that I always do also. I make sure residents know about payment options and any programs that can help those with hardship while enforcing the law equally for everyone.
Thank you very much. Now, Ms. Griffin, the next question is yours. How closely should the town clerk's office work with the supervisor's office?
I think it's extremely important to work with the supervisor's office. In my current role, that's what I do day to day, 8+ hours a day. We share agendas, we share complaints, we share information that we might not know. We bounce things off of each other currently. It's very, very important that the records maintain, and if there's errors, I communicate now with the town clerk to make sure that we fix things so that all of our records match as well. It's a very, very great working relationship that I think it should be one of the strongest in the town.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Blum, this question came in for town clerk, but I think they're applicable to both. How will you make your office more accessible to the public?
That is a great question. So, the first thing I would do is I would extend my office hours during the tax period to help working families and explore, I'd like to explore a mobile service for seniors or residents with mobility. So I'd like to look into how I could start something like that based on different qualifications. Accessibility is about meeting the people's needs and where they are. Not forcing everyone to a 9 to 4. My experience in compliance and customer service has always focused on serving diverse communities fairly and respectively.
Thank you. Ms. Griffin, how would you make your office more accessible to the public?
I, again, would provide actually my cell phone that would be available to the public to get a hold of me at any time of the day if they had questions, even regarding dog licenses, marriage licenses. If there's a death in the family, the town clerk needs to be the one that records that. And it's just a personal service that I think to have an elected official available like that at all times, and that's something that I'm willing to do. And I'll have my email available. I also would hope to improve more of our social media contact lists. I think it's important. I think with growing times, people are looking online for more ways to get a hold of people. And if we can we can grow our website to have more accessibility there, that's a great option for the community to get a hold of me as well.
Thank you. Would you mind giving your closing statement now? These were the last questions we had. So, Ms. Griffin, would you go, please?
Being the town clerk means more than keeping records. It means being accessible, dependable, and truly responsible to the needs of our community. It is my goal to provide an easy transition while being knowledgeable of the current events and projects going on in the town to help the new administration coming in as well. I've built my career on service, hard work, and integrity, and I bring the same dedication to the town of Rotterdam every single day I'm here. This isn't a job to me, it's personal. I care deeply about the people here, and I believe residents deserve a clerk who listens, acts, and ensures that local government works the way it should, efficiently, transparently, and with heart. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak tonight, and I would be honored to continue serving the community, and I respectfully ask for your support. I do have some resumes available, and I will make them available to those who want them. I didn't put them out there, but they are available if you'd like to look over my work history. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Blum, would you give us your closing statement, please?
Yes, thank you. Rotterdam has always been my home. As I said, I was born here, raised here, and I've dedicated my career to serving communities like ours. With over 20 years of experience in public administration, housing, compliance, and financial management, I bring the skills and the knowledge needed to manage this office with accuracy, efficiency, and integrity. From overseeing thousands of properties as a HUD certified inspector to serving as a CFO for a local business, I've proven that I can handle complex responsibilities while always putting people first. As your receiver of taxes, I will ensure our residents receive clear communication, efficient service, and absolute accountability. As a lifelong Rotterdam resident, I'll serve our community with the same dedication I've given my career.
Thank you very much. Hi, we're going to go back, we're going to meet the county legislature candidates now. If they would please come up and take their seats. Yes, okay. Mr. Mr. Joshua Cuomo, Mr. Eric Hess, and Ms. Kate Kruk. Mr. Benjamin Yaukler is not able to come tonight.
Great to meet you in person.
Okay. Each of the candidates is going to make a 2-minute opening statement. We'll start with Mr. Cuomo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Josh Cuomo. I'm running for Schenectady County Legislator. Back in 2021, my wife Crystal and I had a tough decision to make. We didn't like the direction that New York State was going in and what it might hold for the future of our 3, now 4, young children. We were strongly contemplating leaving the state for fear of what the future might hold, and we wanted to provide a better future and brighter future for them. But then an opportunity arose that neither of us saw coming. I was approached by a chairman of the Republican Party and asked to run for Schenectady County Legislator. So again, my wife and I were faced with another tough decision. Do we run and leave everything we built here behind, or stay and fight? We obviously chose to stay and fight. For our family and for the changes that we and many others so desperately wanted to see in our local communities. In 2021, I ran a successful campaign on fiscal and social conservatism, and after almost 4 years as a Schenectady County Legislator, I have remained true to my promises. I have consistently opposed new taxes and tax increases, even voting against pay raises for legislative members, including myself, during the COVID pandemic. In these instances, I was one of only 2 dissenting votes, the other being Legislator Hess. I have been a proactive advocate for our first responders and law enforcement, sponsoring a resolution that urged Governor Hochul to amend the HALT Act. Schenectady County became the first Democrat county in the state to come out against the failed policy. I've also been a very strong supporter of veterans across the county and the state, and I continue to advocate for all of their needs. Seeing the challenges ahead and direction that the state was going, I called the county legislator to declare a state of emergency before the influx of illegal immigrants into our community. My vision, commitment to, and passion for serving our community are very clear. I'm very proud of what we've accomplished and done these past 4 years, and I hope that our community feels the same way and will continue to support us. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hess, 2-minute opening statement.
2 minutes isn't a long time, so I left some business cards on the table out in the hallway. It has my email and my phone number on it, so if there's any additional questions or you have any concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I take pride in being available and responsive to all of the constituents and the town board members of all the towns in District 4. I currently serve on the county legislature as a minority leader, and for about 3.5 years. Some other accomplishments: I brought the Hometown Hero Banner program to the town of Rotterdam. When you drive down Career Road, you see those veterans banners. I worked really hard with the city of Schenectady's program and brought it to the town of Rotterdam. Very proud of that accomplishment. You can see You'll see additional banners going up next year. Very exciting. I currently serve on the Board of Directors for Young Parents United, supporting young families by providing resources and education to both parents and children. I was appointed on the Schenectady County Soil and Water Conservation Board, supporting our investments in our county parks, trails, green spaces, and in Schenectady County, such as the Plotterkill Preserve, the County Preserve, and the Erie Canal Lock 23 tree work. I supported Rotterdam in getting that cleaned up for next year's anniversary. Some things that we tried to do, Josh Cuomo and I submitted draft resolutions, one of which was the battery energy storage moratorium. One was draft resolution to implement a law requiring voter ID in Schenectady County. Draft resolution asked the county to support the HALT Act, which we actually were able to accomplish with bipartisan support from our fellow legislators, which was really a good thing. So submitted a draft resolution considering a law change allowing correction officers and families to... I'm out of time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hess. Ms. Crook?
Thank you. So good evening. My name is Kate Crook, and I am new to all of this, but I am really excited for the opportunity. I've served for almost 6 years on the Chalmont School Board. I moved here to Rotterdam with my family in 2009. So while I have not been here my whole life, this is home. This is the home for my children. And for those of you who might want to check out a little bit more about me, I do have a Facebook page and I'm on social media. And what you might start to learn a little bit about me is I'm part of a kinship family. And what that means is my husband and I took custody of my nephews several years ago because of some of the things that were happening within our community, the opioid addiction crisis that we are having, foster care systems, and I learned how to navigate our county's resources and also got to learn a lot about what we can do for our youngest in our communities and those who are most vulnerable. Now that my boys are grown, I'm really excited to be able to do a little bit more to give back to the community that's given back to us. So closer to the microphone. Apparently can't need to use my teacher voice. Sorry, I'll use my mom voice. Because now that my boys are bigger, I do have the opportunity to serve my community, which is something that I've always wanted to do. I grew up in the 4-H program in a community very similar to the Rotterdam Dwaynesburg community. And it's very nice to be away from where you grew up, but be able to continue to feel the same way. So I recommend that you guys go online, read about me, and I want to put myself out there. I will also, full disclosure, say I just came from work in the rain and left my speech and everything in the car. So what you see is what you get. This is non-scripted. I will do my best, but please feel free to reach out. I am here to bring an energy to Schenectady County, and I'm looking forward for the opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Crook. First question will go to Mr. Hess. How would you work to foster intermunicipal cooperation to reduce taxes?
Well, I think community cooperation is important. I know Schenectady County Highway does work in conjunction with the town of Rotterdam. They do work together at times, and it does make it, for plowing, for example, it makes it more efficient for the trucks to plow the snow, and they can do more efficiently. Water departments, sewer departments, I encourage the water departments. I know they have loaned some equipment or pieces and parts to make repairs, emergency repairs to water main breaks. So it's very important.
Ms. Crook, same question. How would you work to foster intermunicipal cooperation to reduce taxes?
So I think what's really important is that we make sure we have an open line of communication no matter what we're doing. So intercommunication between offices and departments and really being vulnerable with each other to be able to say, this is what we are doing. I'm very fortunate. For almost a decade, I was a process improvement architect for General Electric, where we had to bring in a lot of different groups and actually talk to one another and be very open to what it is that we're doing, how we are doing things, and look at it. Because once you start to bring everybody to the table, you have opportunities to find efficiencies that can work for everybody. So I would just say, again, communication, bringing everyone to the table, and don't be afraid to tell people what your processes are so that we can make improvements that benefit everybody.
Thank you, Ms. Crook. And Mr. Cuomo, same question. How would you work to foster intermunicipal cooperation to reduce taxes?
I think my personal relationship, or just having a relationship with the supervisors and other leaders of the community, will really help with that. You know, you got to have that communication, but you've also got to be able to negotiate and find ways to work together. It's key, and it's something that we've had to do throughout the past 3 years that we've been on the legislature, 3.5 years, and it's something that I've always looked forward to. And we've really grown close to the supervisors of all the towns of our district, and just working together, being there to support them, and realizing that taxpayer money is money for the entire county, not just certain districts or certain parts of the county. We sometimes have to fight for that money, being on the outskirts of the county, and we're willing to step up and do that.
Thank you. Next question, Ms. Crook. What are your views on the proposed Skip the Stuff bill, where takeout customers have to request cutlery, napkins, and straws?
So as a proponent of, I am a proponent of green energy technology. It's the business that I'm in, and I think that something like that is an opportunity to limit waste. If you don't need it, you can ask to disclose and say, I don't need those items. But it still gives people the opportunity to ask for those. I know I travel across the country for work, and it's something that happens across the country already, and it's not that much more difficult to ask and to either opt in or opt out for those services.
Thank you. Mr. Cuomo, same question. What are your views on the proposed Skip the Stuff bill, where takeout customers have to request cutlery, napkins, and straws?
I am all for small government. I don't think the government should be getting involved in small businesses and telling them how they can run their business or have to run their business. I think that people will make the right decisions. And we don't need government to tell us what to do. We don't need them, peeking over our shoulders and whispering in our ear or yelling in our faces and telling us what to do, the right thing or the wrong thing. I think we can make those decisions on our own. I think business owners are smart people, that they can make those decisions. And I think it should be left up to them, not up to the government.
Thank you, Mr. Cuomo. Mr. Hess, same question. What are your views on the proposed Skip the Stuff bill, where takeout customers have to request cutlery, napkins, and straws?
Well, I don't think we need a law. It seems common sense. So a lot of the restaurant owners already ask the patrons, do you need flatware or silverware with your takeout order? I don't think we need a law that requires customers to ask for silverware or flatware for their takeout orders. I'm all about protecting the environment, and most of us are very mindful of the environment. And a lot of us don't take the flatware or the silverware because we have it at home already. So I think that it's just an additional law that's unnecessary.
Thank you. Okay, next question. We'll start with Mr. Cuomo. How should the county, especially the Sheriff's Department, respond to enforcement actions by federal ICE agents?
I'm a first-generation Latino American. My mother, my grandmother, all of my family on my mother's side came here from Bolivia, South America. My great-grandmother didn't speak English whatsoever. She knew one word, and that was move when we were in front of the TV. So she would say, move, get out of the way. But if you're here illegally, you should be sent back home. Plain and simple, you broke the law. If you want to come into our country, you should do it the legal way, through the legal ports of entry, and wait in line and do the paperwork just like my family did, just like my mother did, just like my grandmother did. There is no skipping the line and getting benefits and feeding off of all the great social safety nets that we have here in America. It's wrong, it's drained on our country, and I would fully support ICE detaining and removing anyone that's here illegally.
Thank you. Mr. Hess, same question. How should the county, especially the Sheriff's Department, respond to enforcement actions by federal ICE agents?
Well, I can tell you, I know Sheriff D'Agostino personally and Chief Brown personally, and Both of those gentlemen are more than willing to work with federal or any other local agencies on any project or any issues that may come about. We have a great team here in Schenectady County, so I think, they're, like I said, to answer your question, they're more than willing to work with federal agencies on any issues that might arise in our towns. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kruk, how should the county, especially the Sheriff's Department, respond to enforcement actions by federal ICE agents?
And this is something, again, I'm not as up to speed on, being that with my background. I know that I am confident in our county's response mechanisms to follow the laws that are, our county's ability to follow the laws that are out there right now, and to make the right decisions for our community. So I don't have enough information to speak on it, and I don't want to make assumptions, but again, I do feel confident with the leadership that we have to make the right decisions for our community.
Thank you. That's it for the questions, so we're going to take closing statements now. Ms. Kruk, you can go first.
Again, I'm going to freestyle. I'm really, long and short, I am excited for the opportunity to bring a new, bold, and fresh energy to the Schenectady County Legislature. I feel like my background from growing up in the 4-H program to being a mom, a parent, someone who's worked in industry and has just had a love of being a public servant, I'm ready to serve. I have the opportunities to serve, and I look forward to the opportunity to representing you. I'm an open book. So if there's anything that you do want to discuss, I'm ready to learn. And that's one thing I always find really great about me, is that I know that I don't know everything, but I also know to surround myself with people who make good decisions, who make good choices, and will guide me to represent them. All the leaders here today on these panels are here to represent you. So find the person that represents you. I hope it's me, but if it's not, I understand and hope that I can gain your trust and your confidence.
Thank you, Ms. Kruk. Mr. Cuomo, your closing statement, please.
Yeah, so I was born, raised, and planted my family here because I love this community. I want to stay here. I would love to watch my children's children grow up in this community and stay right here. I've built a couple businesses. Cuomo Country Pools is my family business. Then me and my wife started Cuomo Family Properties. And we did that because we want to see this community succeed and grow and be a place where we can look forward to and have our families want to live here. Our track record on the county has proven that we've stood behind our word. A vote for us is a vote for lower taxes, for people who are going to push back against the radical agenda here that's being pushed in Schenectady sometimes. And every single opportunity that we got, we voted for lower and less taxes. That's what everyone wants, no matter what side of the aisle you are on. You want safer communities? That's what we've been doing. The HALT Act was a huge thing. And I see my time is up. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mr. Cuomo. And Mr. Hess, your closing statement.
It's been my honor to serve as your county legislator for the last 3.5 years. I have really enjoyed it. I'm very passionate about it. I work really hard at communicating with the town of Rotterdam and the town officials, department heads. I treat everybody with respect, and I listen, and I take your concerns to the legislature. I don't make decisions based on my own opinion. I really value everyone's thoughts and concerns, and I would like the opportunity to continue to do that on the county legislature, and I really appreciate it, and thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. They're all here? Yes. Okay, good. Now we're going to have the candidates for town justice. There are 2 seats open for town justice. Mr. John Mertz is not present tonight, but I'd like Mr. Keith Muse, Mr. Joseph Viano, and Ms. Nadia Bakuzi-Stanners to come have a seat. Okay, we're going to ask Mr. Muse to give us his opening statement.
I got the short draw this morning or tonight. Huh? All right. Good evening, everyone. My name's Keith Muse. I'm one of your candidates for Rotterdam Town Justice. So really for your town justice, all we can really speak about is our qualifications and experience. So my qualifications are, I started my legal career with Schenectady County as an assistant county attorney. I prosecuted child abuse and neglect in Schenectady Family Court, and then I moved to becoming an assistant district attorney. I was an assistant district attorney for almost or just a little over 4 years. During that time, I worked primarily in local court and in county court, prosecuting various types of crimes from misdemeanors all the way up to felonies. Processed, hundreds, maybe even 1,000 criminal cases. After that, I spent a short stint at the New York State Attorney General's office. I was an assistant attorney general in the litigation bureau. During that time, I represented the state as well as state employees. In their official capacity in both New York State Supreme Court and in federal district court. After that, I was asked by a Supreme Court justice to clerk for him, be his principal law clerk. I did that for almost 10 or just around 10 years, I believe. During that 10 years, I obviously researched and wrote for the judge, conducted conferences with attorneys, primarily involving discovery matters, but also various other matters, and then drafted decisions for motions and for trials that the judge did. After that, my current job, I am a court attorney referee. I'm in Schenectady Family Court and Washington County Family Court. In that capacity, I handle first appearances for the family court judges in custody visitation matters, and I hold conferences. I have a court calendar twice a week. I have 2 trial calendars during the week, and my time is up. All right. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Mr. Viano, your opening statement.
Yes. Hi, my name is Joe Villano, and I'm a third-generation lifelong Rotterdam resident. I was fortunate enough to marry my high school sweetheart. I went through Draper, and then when it closed, Mahonison. I ended up graduating from Siena College, and when I was at Siena College and doing political science, I ended up starting my 6-year clerkship with a local attorney's office, Grasso, Rodriguez, and Grasso. They did general practice in downtown Schenectady. While I was there, I got to learn real estate law, small claims, eviction work, family court, divorce, trust wills and estates. I did a ton of personal injury, whether it be car accidents, slip and falls, medical malpractice, or products liability. Traffic and arraignments took up when I ended up getting my license eventually. I went to Albany Law School. I graduated 12th out of almost 250 students, so near the top of my class. When I ended up getting out of Grasso Rodriguez, after another 6 years of practicing law there, I went out on my own, and since 2010, I've been a solo practitioner. As a solo practitioner, I do all of the same kinds of work that I used to do, but now I just do it for myself. I have to say it's a great opportunity. Not only am I a generalist in the law, I also have the opportunity to be an administrator, not only of my practice, but of budgeting, doing human resources, fixing the photocopier, whatever the job takes to get done. Being the self-employed guy, I have to do that. Being a town justice is more than just being the judge. It's also being a department head. And my background as being a self-employed person did that. The last thing I want to say, because I only have 30 seconds left, is that I do a ton of real estate and eviction work. I am not part of the calendar in local court. When I show up, I am the calendar. I show up, I do as many as 22 different matters with different parties every time I go to court. I do 40 court appearances a week in front of local courts, Rotterdam being one of them. It is a very, very busy day, and I'm looking to use the skills that I've generated in practice and education to be your town justice.
Thank you very much, Mr. Viano. Ms. Viscusi-Stanners, I'm sorry.
Good evening. My name is Nadia Viscusi-Stanners. I'm running for Town Justice. I've been a lifelong resident of Rotterdam. I grew up here in Rotterdam. I chose Rotterdam to raise my own family now. I'm running for Town Justice because our town deserves a court that operates with fairness, consistency, and respect for the law. If I'm elected for town justice, I plan to do just that. I've dedicated my entire legal career to public service. I was a prosecutor of child abuse and neglect for Schenectady County Department of Social Services for 5.5 years, where I ensured the safety of our children and our families in our community. My current role, I'm currently a principal court attorney to a sitting family court judge who is also acting Supreme Court. In that role, I advise my judge on various family court matters as well as Supreme Court matters. I conference several different cases with pro se litigants on a daily basis, as well as attorneys. I plan to use the same compassion and fairness that I've done in my public service and bring that to the town justice role.
Thank you very much. Question number 1, this is from Mr. Viano. We'll start with this. Would you use alternatives to incarceration? And do you feel there are sufficient alternative programs available in this community?
Yes. So the thing is, it's kind of a dicey question because as a judicial candidate, I am not allowed to have a platform or to say what I would do in any individual case. However, the thing though is justices at the local level have many different services available. Sometimes probation can be used. Law, order, and justice has community service available. There's opportunities for people to find non-incarceration. Whether I would use them in any particular case depends on the facts and circumstances and law of that particular case. I'm not supposed to prejudge, and I'm not supposed to have a position on what remedies I would use in any individual case, though.
Thank you very much. Ms. Viscusi-Stanners, same question. Would you use alternatives to incarceration? Do you feel there are sufficient alternative programs available in this community?
Similar to what Joe has said, unfortunately, as a judicial candidate, we're not allowed to discuss our opinion on different pieces of law, but I would apply the law fairly and consistently. If there is a case-by-case analysis, I would certainly look at the case, look at the facts before me, and apply the law consistently to that case. Additionally, any type of judicial discretion that may be used, if it's outlined, I would certainly use my judicial discretion if it's necessary for the case.
Thank you. Mr. Muse, same question.
Same response. Obviously, as a judicial candidate, we don't have a platform. What I can say, though, as an OCA employee, I've been working for the court system for over 10 years. I'm well aware of all the problem-solving courts the Office of Court Administration has. As a prosecutor, I handled primarily, not exclusively, but primarily drug cases, both in town courts and county court, and was part of the city court drug court program as the prosecutor, and also the county court drug court prosecutor. So very familiar with problem-solving courts throughout OCA.
Thank you very much. Okay, Ms. Viscusi-Stanners, what are your I'm going to put these two questions together. What are your professional qualifications for election to the particular office of town justice? And have you had experience in civil and criminal law?
Yes. So I've been an attorney for 8 years. I was a former prosecutor of child abuse and neglect for Schenectady County DSS for 5.5 years, where I handled primarily child abuse and neglect cases. I litigated numerous cases, took numerous cases to trial, concluded trials. Prior to becoming an attorney, I was an intern for the district attorney's office, where my night court was actually, my assignment was Rotterdam Town Court. It was Monday nights. I handled traffic infractions. I sat in on misdemeanor cases with assistant district attorneys that were supervising me at the time. Currently, I also, now as a principal court attorney, I do family court primarily, but my judge also handles Supreme Court matters, and she's also the judge for family treatment court. So I've had extensive experience.
Thank you very much. Mr. Viano, same question. What are your qualifications for the particular office of town justice, and your experience? Has it included civil and criminal law?
Yes, it has, and I am qualified. I've been an attorney for 21 years. I was 6 years as a clerk. I have represented parties in Supreme Courts in probably 8 different counties. I've been in probably 40 or 50 town courts doing some light criminal matters, misdemeanor level. I've done traffic infractions. However, my passion has always been civil. I love civil court. The thing is, I had my first trial after being licensed about 6 weeks into my license. I ended up winning that trial. I was allowed to try every single case in the office for the next 6 years until I lost one. I have only ever lost a medical malpractice case. I am going on 21 years only winning cases, which is fantastic. I spend all of my days in court. I spend probably 15 hours a week in local level courts working on cases. It is my bread and butter. It is what I do as a general practitioner.
Thank you very much. Mr. Muse, same question. Your professional qualifications for this, the particular office of Town Justice, and has your experience included civil and criminal law?
It has included both civil and criminal law. Just like Attorney Villano, I've been an attorney for over 20 years. I have tried cases at every level: local courts, family court, criminal county court, Supreme Court, federal district court. As a prosecutor, I've tried misdemeanor cases to verdict, felony cases to verdict, including cases involving attempted murder and murder, assault firsts, burglary, robbery. As an assistant attorney general, litigated cases in Supreme Court and in federal court. And now, as a court attorney referee, I oversee or preside over family court cases, people that have custody visitation matters, take proof, swearing witnesses take proof. And so I'm very experienced with the court processes. I'm very experienced on how to try a case. I'm very experienced on how to, your town court's primarily vehicle and traffic and criminal cases. People that have committed crimes within the town. As a prosecutor, I have assessed and evaluated hundreds, if not 1,000, of those criminal cases. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now we're going on to the closing statements. Mr. Viano, would you please go first? 1 minute closing statement.
Thank you. So the thing is, I am looking to serve the town of Rotterdam again. I have lived here my entire life, and as I've lived here, I've found different ways to give back to the community. I have been a coach for Carmen Little League when my children were little, and then when my daughter got involved, it was Rotterdam girls softball, and then I volunteered over at Guilderland softball. I've been a Rotterdam town board member. I've served in many, many different ways, but I'm looking to use my particular skills as an attorney, a trial attorney, and to bring that education and use them in a way that matters for the town. I'm looking for the opportunity to preserve law and order through the fair and impartial administration of justice at the town justice level. And I am also looking, of course, for your vote in November. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Muse, your closing statement, please.
I've spent my whole legal career in public service. That's what I've done, and that's what I want to continue to do. That's what I want to do for this town. I have the unique experience in that I've been a criminal prosecutor. I was fair but firm, and I held people to account. I submit that I have unique and applicable experience, which makes me qualified for the position of your town justice. In addition, my work experience demonstrates if elected as town judge, I will be able to be fair and impartial and discharge the duties of the office. With respect to the criminal docket, I will make sure that it runs efficiently. With the civil docket, I will be available and make sure that it's accessible. And likewise, as Attorney Villano, I'm also looking for your vote this election season, and I greatly appreciate your time and attention this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ms. I'm so sorry. Viscuzzi.
Nadia is fine.
No, it's not fine. Ms. Stanners, could we use that?
First and foremost, I'd like to thank all of you this evening for your time in coming here and listening to all of us. And I also would like to thank the League of Women Voters for organizing this forum. Town justice is not a position about personal beliefs. It's about following the law and making decisions based on facts and being fair and consistent. As town justice, my goal is to ensure the safety of our community and apply the law fairly and consistently. I believe that my background and legal experience has prepared me for this position. In my former role as a prosecutor, I have significant trial experience. I handled some of the most difficult cases in family court. I also was an attorney for children where I represented children in custody battles, neglect matters, abuse matters. As a court attorney, I work alongside judges day in and day out. I act as an advisor to my judge. I write decisions. I also handle cases and conference with attorneys on a daily basis. I hope that I've earned your support for this election.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now we'd like to call up the candidates for town council. The candidates are Michael DeSantis, John Hester, Alex Likens, and Patricia Manolitz. Unfortunately, Mr. Hester is not with us tonight, but we'd like everybody else to come up. Thank you. Okay, each candidate is going to make a 2-minute opening statement, and Mr. DeSantis, if you would go.
Good evening. Thank you to the League of Women's Voters for the invitation, and thank you to my fellow citizens of Rotterdam. My name is Michael DeSantis. I'm a 15-year resident of Rotterdam. I'm the very lucky husband to my wonderful wife, Michelle, who, since we met 20 years ago, has made me a better person. I'm the proud father of a 16-year-old son, Ian, who'll probably tell you that he knows more than his dad, and also everyone else who's speaking tonight. At a very young age, while working at my family's fish market, hard work was instilled in me. No job is beneath me. You work hard and always give your best. This work ethic has served me well in my life and my career. In my current position with the Niskayuna Central School District as purchasing agent, and the previous 10 years with the New York State Senate in the same role. I've dealt with budgets, procurement guidelines. I've worked with Democratic and Republican politicians throughout the state. I was appointed by both Republican and Democratic majorities. My campaign is not about me, it's about we. You, me, our families. We need to make Rotterdam even better. If given the honor to serve as councilman, I promise to work hard from day one, give my all, and like I said, it's about we, all of us. We all work together. We will accomplish this. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. DeSantis. And Ms. Likens, your opening statement, please.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Alex Likens, and I am privileged to be running for a seat on Rotterdam's Town Council. I've lived in the county for my entire life, and growing up, my parents have always instilled in me a desire and a importance of being civically engaged and involved in your community. Over the past year, I've had the opportunity to come to town council meetings, to come to committee meetings, and to come to different events at different organizations such as the Rotterdam Community Center, where I've talked to different Rotterdam residents about how much they love this town and about the very real needs and barriers that they experience as a resident here. Some of those needs and barriers are affordability of basic necessities such as housing, food, healthcare, childcare, as well as a concern around aging infrastructure in the town, particularly transportation, walkability, and water infrastructure. Some other residents have also brought up a concern around recreation opportunities, as well as retaining small businesses within our community. That's why, if elected, I would implement 3 top priorities, which are improving and maintaining our infrastructure within our town, increasing access to affordable supports for Rotterdam residents who desperately need it, as well as maintaining and retaining small businesses with a stake in our community. I believe my 7 years of experience on various different county councils, such as the Schenectady County Environmental Advisory Council, getting bipartisan legislation passed, as well as making improvements to Plotterkill and the Great Flats Aquifer here in the town of Rotterdam would aid me in that, as well as a decade of experience in higher education and state government, moving forward to hundreds of complex capital projects and achieving awards of millions of dollars of grants to support these projects. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ms. Madalitz, your opening statement, please.
Thank you all for being here tonight, and pardon me?
Oh, you must speak directly into the mic.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, and thank you to the League of Women Voters for organizing this event. My name is Patty Madalitz, and I'm running for town board because I want to give back to our community. Since 2021, I've made it a priority to attend nearly every town board meeting, as well as budget workshops, organizational meetings. I'm committed to staying informed and involved, and I want to bring that dedication to the town board. As the chair of the Rotterdam Energy Advisory Committee, I led the development of solar, battery energy storage, and wind turbine codes with a focus on ensuring the health and safety of our residents and our first responders. My guiding principle has always been to balance progress with preservation, with a focus on protecting the great aquifer from contamination. I also serve as the secretary of the Conservation Advisory Committee, where we are working with the Hudsonia to develop a natural resource inventory for our town. This inventory will be a vital tool in planning and will complement our comprehensive plan. It'll help guide the future of development. As we look toward the future, I encourage growth that strengthens our tax base while maintaining the character of our neighborhoods. I bring a diverse experience to the table. As a department director, I successfully managed both capital and payroll for 2 hospital systems, ensuring that we stayed on budget and provided quality services. I've overseen the construction of 2 cardiac cath labs, one from the ground up, the other through a renovation. Both projects were completed on time and within budget, a testament to my ability to manage complex projects. As a registered nurse, I understand the importance of health and wellness, and that perspective will guide my decisions if I'm elected to town board. Thank you. My time's up. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First question is going to Ms. Likens. How have your current contributions to the town helped you prepare as a candidate, and what commitment do you make to being responsive to questions or concerns from Rotterdam residents?
Thank you very much. So as I mentioned earlier, I served on the Schenectady County Environmental Advisory Council for 7 years. 4 of those years were as the executive chair of that council. During that time, I assisted with numerous grant opportunities, including assisting with letters of support for the town of Rotterdam, for urban tree planting grant opportunities, actually working with Patty, I think, on some of those things. So I have a commitment to bipartisan efforts to improve the town. And I would say that in addition to that, I believe in participatory democracy, and I approach things with a servant leadership style. So I welcome questions. I welcome folks coming up to me and asking me questions about how I'd like to lead, and also letting me know about what's important to them as a Rotterdam resident.
Thank you, Ms. Likens. Ms. Madalitz, your contributions to the town, how they prepared you to be a candidate for this position, and what commitment do you make to being responsive to the town residents?
Thank you. My participation in the Energy Advisory Committee and on the Conservation Advisory Committee has afforded me the opportunity to interface with the town board, the Planning Commission, NYSERDA, ORAS. I've met with state legislators. I've met with senators in Albany, as well as attending meetings in neighborhood towns like Glenville, Duanesburg, and Princetown, giving the opportunity to exchange ideas and solutions. I also engage with residents, and I want to aim us towards a sustainable, I'm sorry. I'm still good, thank you. A sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Metalis. Mr. DeSantis, same question. Have your contributions to the town prepared you to serve on the town council, and what commitment do you make to being responsive to town residents' concerns?
I served 3 years on the ethics committee for the town. A lot of my engagement with the town's been direct. I probably have coached someone that was either your son, daughter, nephew, whomever. Actually, Mr. Muse reminded me that I coached his son, too. So my engagement, for 10 years, I've been involved with RC Little League. I've been involved with youth soccer. As far as my professional dealing with procurement, dealing with state and local school guidelines has always been something that I've done.
Thank you. Next question is going to go to Ms. Matalis. Since Rotterdam doesn't support solar energy, what about supporting nuclear power in Rotterdam?
That's a great question. If there's an appropriate place to site it, I think nuclear energy would be an excellent source. I think that we need to have, in New York State, a diverse energy portfolio to include nuclear. We can't, the sun doesn't always shine and the wind doesn't always blow, and battery energy storage, as evidenced by the recent fire in Boulder, we need to protect ourselves from that. So I think nuclear, if we could support it, would be great.
Thank you very much. Mr. DeSantis, same question. Since Rotterdam does not support solar, do you support nuclear as an option?
I would echo the sentiments of Patty. I agree that we really do have to look at that as a possible source for energy. Obviously, it's something that you just don't jump into. There'll have to be a lot of studies. There'll have to be a lot of really diving in and maybe looking at different examples that have been used in communities similar to ours.
Thank you. And Ms. Likens, same question. Since Rotterdam does not support solar energy, would you support nuclear power?
So thank you for the question. Just to speak to my background a little bit more, I have an MBA in sustainability and I currently work for the New York Power Authority. I have a breadth of experience with energy. I would state that Rotterdam not supporting solar is an interesting way to frame that question, as there is solar energy within the town of Rotterdam, and I think a mix of sources is important. I think that nuclear has a place within that, obviously. As Ms. Matelitz was referring to, baseload power is important. It's important to create clean, affordable energy for residents of Rotterdam and the residents of New York State. Climate change is also a very real thing with very real consequences that we're seeing with wildfires, and we're seeing with flooding. We see that in our town right here on Sunrise Boulevard. So I would say, yes, it certainly has a place. It needs to be done safely. It needs to be done effectively. And it is a good idea for us to look at proposed local laws. Thank you.
Thank you. Next question is starting with Mr. DeSantis. How would you address a situation in which certain residents had water that was not considered safe by EPA guidelines?
I think that water safety is very important. It's the lifeline to the community. We have to look at the possibility of the infrastructure. I know there's a lot of aging in our infrastructure and that we really need to focus on improving and updating the stuff that we have right now.
Thank you. And pose that question to Ms. Likens. How would you address a situation in which some residents had water that was not considered safe by EPA guidelines?
Well, I would certainly say that I think testing kits that are provided by public health through Schenectady County are a great idea for all residents to use. Those are free and available. Anyone should be testing their water if they have concerns like that and bringing them to not only the town of Rotterdam, but the county as well too. There are grant programs available in order to look at replacing water mains, any type of lead concerns that might exist. I would say that the contaminants that residents are concerned about would be something that should be brought to the town and addressed, whether that be lead, PFAS, PFOAS. They're things that are certainly of great importance and something that we should be addressing.
Thank you. And Ms. Matalis, how would you address a situation in which some Rotterdam residents had water that was not considered safe by EPA guidelines?
I think a first initial step would to seek what the source of the contamination is, to see if there is some sort of remedy or relief, and go from there. You need to know what the source and what the cause is before you can take an action. So, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we're on to closing statements. Ms. Likens, would you go first, please? 1 minute closing statement.
Certainly. Just to reiterate, thank you to the League of Women Voters in the town of Rotterdam and all the residents who showed up tonight. I really appreciate you taking the time. As I mentioned, I believe in participatory democracy. I'm really glad that so many people showed up to this very important forum to hear us and to voice their thoughts and their concerns. I'm always available if you want to come up and ask questions after the fact. I'm planning to stay at the end of the forum. Please feel free to reach out to me. As I mentioned before, I have a lot of experience in terms of county leadership with the Schenectady County Environmental Advisory Board, as well as moving forward capital projects, finding grant sources. I hope to be able to bring that to the town of Rotterdam and help make Rotterdam an even better place to live. Thank you very much, and I hope I have your vote.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Matalis, your closing statement, please.
Yes, thank you. I just want to comment on the statement that Rotterdam doesn't support solar. Rotterdam does support responsibly sited solar according to our law. And in closing, I'd just like to say that I'm not running for town board because I'm running for town board because I believe I can bring valuable experience. And I also deeply care about this community. For me, it isn't just about policy and budget. It's about the people who live here, the families, and the small business owners and neighbors as we care for one another. I will always listen to your concerns, your hopes, and your ideas, and I'll make decisions that reflect what's best for our community as a whole. My goal is simple: to work together to build a town where we can all live, grow, and thrive. If elected, I will dedicate myself to fully serving you with dignity and respect. I would be honored to have your trust and your vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Mr. DeSantis, your closing statement, please.
First off, I'd like to thank my family, who means the world to me. It's the reason why that I'm running. Thank you to the League of Women Voters. Thank you to my fellow citizens of Rotterdam. I look forward to continuing the discussion. I think that it is very important that the whole community is involved. Everyone needs to be part of the process in order for us to succeed. We need to succeed together. There's no me, it's about we. And I keep emphasizing it. I believe that government should be open to the people. I will be open if elected, and I hope that on November 4th and October 25th for early voting, that you vote for me. Thank you.
Okay. All right. This is our last set of candidates for this evening. They are running for one seat as town supervisor, and the candidates are Edward Dixon and John Palomeni. Mr. Dixon, would you start with your opening statement, please? 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Edward Dixon. I am 59 years old. I have lived here my entire life. I value this community very much. My kids live here. My grandkids live here. I worked for the town of Rotterdam for 35 years. I started as a laborer in the town of Rotterdam. I retired as Deputy Superintendent of Highways. I know this town. I know it's above ground. I know it's below ground. I understand the inner workings of our unions, of both PBA and CSEA unions. I understand the budget process. I've had experience with FEMA. I hold underground petroleum tank certifications. I am drug and alcohol certified also. I'm running here because I care. This is my home. I think Mike DeSantis said it very well. This is about us. This is our community. This is not about any individual that's in this town. We have to come together as a community. We have to work and move forward. I would like to thank the League of Women's Voters tonight for holding this forum in the town of Rotterdam. I would also like to thank every candidate that showed up here tonight and that is running. In my opinion, we're all here because we care. We're all here because we're community oriented. And that is what comes first in this town. Family in this community. That's what we have to build on. Yes, we have problems with infrastructure and taxes and crime and everything else. We have to support our schools. We have to support our first responders. We have to come together as a community. Does not matter your political affiliation. When you come up here and sit at this podium, you should be checking your personal values at the door. This should be about what's best for you. This is why I'm here. You, my family. That's all I have to say tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mr. Palomeni?
Good evening. My name is John Palomeni, and I am running for town supervisor. For those of you who do not know me, let me introduce myself. I'm a lifelong resident in Schenectady County, having been raised in Bellevue, about 2.5 to 3 blocks from Rotterdam. Like so many of you, my family were immigrants to this country, coming from Italy, seeking opportunity. My father was a high school graduate and worked at GE, and my mother did not graduate high school and was a housewife. Now, I talk about this because while we had everything we needed, we were poor, and at a young age, education was stressed to me. As a result, I focused on school and graduated from Mount Pleasant High School and went on to college, where I earned a bachelor's degree in mathematics from RPI, where I then went on to get a master's degree in financial economics from SUNY Albany, and a rarely received certificate in regulatory economics from the Public Service Commission, and then a PhD in ecological economics from RPI. I stayed in the area so I could take care of my family, and eventually, like many of you, I moved to Rotterdam. I have been a professor of economics, teaching and conducting research for 23 years. My work is internationally recognized, and I've received several awards as a result. This work is often high-pressure situations where deadlines must be met, immediate problem-solving, crisis management, and decision-making are necessary. As a result, I've learned how to strategically plan, multitask, and prioritize, maintain open lines of communications, be flexible and adaptable, and able to manage time. I have led projects and managed groups, getting projects done on time and always on or under budget. I've worked with budgets of up to $100 million and worked with labor groups. These are all skills necessary to be town supervisor. I believe I have a unique set of skills to help move our town forward, and look forward to talking more about my vision for the town tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, the first question, and it will also go to Mr. Palomeni. How have your current contributions to the town and your involvement, have they prepared you as a candidate for the position of town supervisor?
So I've been involved with different youth activities and youth groups, certainly with baseball. I played with a lot of kids at Rotterdam Little League over the years, helped coach kids. Certainly during this campaign, been going door to door, over 4,000 houses I've been to and talked with many of you. Taught Sunday school. So I've gotten to know a lot of what's the issues are in Rotterdam, whether that's taxes, the parks, or whatever it is. I've gotten to know the fabric of the town. Being at various events, talking with people and seeing how the interactions are, the importance of a small town, and making sure that we create a community where we can have generations like that used to be, generation after generation living in Rotterdam, to keep that so that we can have a nice place for our kids to continue to grow and to live.
Thank you very much. Same question, Mr. Dixon. How have your current contributions to the town prepared you as a candidate to be town supervisor?
Hi, good evening. I've also worked for the town for 35 years in the highway department. Through my years in the highway department, I've learned working with the employees. I've also worked for Schelmont High School after I retired as a security monitor with the kids. Loved it. Fantastic school over there. I have been involved in Rotterdam as my last couple of years I was on call 24/7. I missed many Thanksgivings, many Christmases, many times with my family so that I could put this town first. I know this town. I know the budgets. I can do the budgets. I want to be your I want to be your town supervisor, and I think we can work together and get this done.
Thank you. Next question is for Mr. Dixon. Again, sorry. What will you do to help bring the goals of the town's comprehensive plan to fruition?
Good question. That's going to take a lot of collaboration on all parties, all departments, the town board, all department heads and town employees, and the community. We all have to work together. Our common goal is our town. Our common goal is our people, our children. We want to make sure they're safe. We want to make sure we have jobs. We want to make sure we have housing. The infrastructure has to be together. These are all projects, big projects. None of them are going to be easy projects, but together as a group, we can work forward and we will accomplish those goals.
Thank you very much. Mr. Palmeni, the same question. What will you be able to do to help bring the goals of the comprehensive plan to fruition?
So certainly collaboration is very important, as my opponent said. Making sure that all the different pieces of our town government work together. That's vital. That's first and foremost. But secondly, we need to have the money to actually implement many of these things. We as a town have not gotten our fair share of money from the state, and quite frankly from the county either. We need to work closer with both those government bodies to try to get additional funding for a lot of the projects within that plan. Economic growth is also key. Making sure that we grow as a town so that we are bringing in additional revenue to do these projects in the comprehensive plan. That's going to be vital.
Thank you very much. And next, one more question for you, Mr. Palmeni. The question is how, whether you plan to take a full-time supervisor job or a part-time job. I don't know what the office is for, but how many hours do you plan to be at Town Hall each week?
So I don't believe that the supervisor's position should be full-time. There's many other needs the town needs before a full-time supervisor. Things like a grants writer, additional code enforcement officers. There's a number of things that are necessary before you put in a full-time supervisor and the salary that goes with that. So I think it should remain a part-time job. That being said, I will provide a full-time effort. There's never been a question about my work ethic or ability to get things done. As far as the hours in town hall, I think it really depends. The job of a supervisor really should be to get out there and go to the state offices in Albany, advocate for the town, try to get additional funding for the town, going out and meeting with developers and trying to bring in new businesses to town. That can't be done sitting in an office. Certainly there's times where you need to be in the office and that will happen. I can guarantee that. My job is pretty flexible, and I'll be able to do that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dixon. Same question. Do you plan to be a full-time supervisor or part-time? I'm sorry, I misread the question a little bit. Do you plan to be a full-time supervisor for part-time pay? And and how many hours do you plan to be at Town Hall each week? But you answered that very well, Mr. Palomani. No, I think he covered the bases, and I'm sure you will as well, Mr. Dixon, so.
Thank you. I agree with Mr. Palomini. We do not need a full-time supervisor in the town of Rotterdam. I am lucky enough to be retired. I retired in 2021 from this town. I do work part-time as a store manager of Phillips Hardware in Altamont, which I enjoy very much. However, I am making this commitment to the town. Part-time wages, you're going to get a full-time supervisor. I will be here. Again, my other job working for the highway department, it was a 24/7 job. I plan on putting that much effort into this also. As you can see on my door knockers I've been passing out, I have an email address that's on those door knockers. I want community involvement. I am here to represent you. I will be here as many hours as it takes. Anybody that knows me, my work ethic is non-wavering. I am there. I'm jumping in with both feet here. I will be your full-time supervisor, available during the day, weekends, nights. I understand people work during the day. They can't always get to Town Hall during the day. I will be there at night if needed. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Dixon, this is sort of a combination question that goes, I guess, back to the comprehensive plan, but water and sewer upgrades, should the town be moving forward with them? And what would you do if there was a section of Rotterdam that had water that was not safe according to EPA guidelines?
Okay, this is true. Rotterdam's infrastructure is aging horribly. No one wants to pay attention to what's going on under the ground. If we don't have a good foundation beneath us, we're not going to get new businesses to come in here. Everyone that looks at the western part of our town right now, and I don't mean Rotterdam Junction area, I'm talking about the Schelmont School area. The water tower that's feeding everyone is right here next to Town Hall from 1955. The water structure and sewer infrastructure is failing in this town. It needs the money. We have Alex Likens, who's running for town board right now, is a fantastic grant writer, has a great handle on this. We have great employees right now that understand the system and know what we need. John's right, it takes money. We have to go after the grants that are out there, the state and federal monies that's available to build our infrastructure. Everyone should always have safe drinking water in this town. If it's not safe drinking water in this town, we do what other communities have to do. We find the problem, we fix the problem, but we will supply fresh water to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon. Same question, Mr. Palomani. Would you plan to move forward with water and sewer upgrades? And what would you do about a residence that had water that was not safe by EPA guidelines?
So absolutely, we need to do those upgrades. Water is a priority. So how do we go about that? Again, grants. The supervisor needs to be going to Albany regularly, once a week or once every other week. Create relationships with our state leaders, try to bring in money that's available out there and get these upgrades done. Secondly, we can seek out new businesses. Ed's right out on the western half part of the town. Try to bring in some businesses. And if we're successful, maybe cut a deal with them. Hey, you put the infrastructure in, we might give you a tax break for a certain number of years. Why? I'm not, tax breaks for businesses can be bad, but in this case it's particularly good because that allows us to extend the water and sewage pipes, bring those services out to that part of town and not on our dime. And on the other part, it allows other businesses to come in and build on those, and that builds our tax base even further to allow us to do additional infrastructure improvements.
Thank you very much. And we're up to closing statements. So, Mr. Palomani, would you please give us your closing statement?
Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you tonight. To be town supervisor, you need leadership and vision, the ability to balance budgets, have critical thinking and problem skills, to consider long-term impacts and develop creative solutions to the challenges our town faces. Be fair, transparent, results-oriented, and have good communication skills to build relationships. I am running for town supervisor because I believe in the future of our town and our residents. Together, we can make an impact, ensure that all our residents are heard, and bring innovative solutions to the challenges the town faces. Working together, we can bring Rotterdam to new heights. Our best and brightest days are ahead. But make no mistake, we have serious issues at the town to overcome, and experience is important dealing with them. I believe I have a unique set of skills and experience necessary to move our town forward. I am asking that you partner and vote for me, John Palomeni, for town supervisor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Dixon, your closing statement, please.
Again, thank you everyone for coming tonight and supporting this. I feel as though I have the tools, I have the background, I have the knowledge to be an excellent town supervisor for Rotterdam. Again, I promised to give you my entire, everything I have, to the employees, to the residents of this town. I'm doing this because I care. Let's face it, $13,000? Not a lot of money. But I'm doing this because I care. And that's why I'm here tonight. John has some very good points. We had a lot of good people up here tonight speaking. A lot of good ideas were right here. We have a lot of smart people. I think no matter whatever our board ends up being this year, I think we've got a good one. I think Rotterdam's in good shape moving forward. I'm asking for your vote. I promise to work very hard for you all. I want to see Rotterdam succeed for me, for my family, and for you. Again, thank you to all of our first responders, our teachers, and everyone that's coming here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Thank you very much.
I say a few words. Oh, sure.
So I'm Cheryl Neckerman. I'm president of the Schenectady League of Women Voters. And I just wanted to say that the League does candidate forums for Schenectady, Niskayuna, Glenville, and Rotterdam. This is the only town that has had a contested race for every office except highway superintendent. I guess you don't have potholes in Rotterdam. But we are really impressed, and we're really proud of you.
And although the highway superintendent position is not contested, I don't know if Mr. Denny is here, Mr. Robert Denny? Oh, okay. Well, anyhow, he was invited to come and just mingle with his constituents. So that's it. It's the conclusion. I thank everybody. I thank the candidates. They were great, and they put up with my stumbles. I appreciate that. Thank you all for being here, and I love seeing a packed house because that's democracy. I want to let you know that there will be early voting at the following locations, and the early voting starts October 24th. At the Karen B. Johnson Library in Schenectady, at the South Schenectady Fire Station, which is right near here, at the Glenville Senior Center, and at Niskayuna Town Hall. Oh, excuse me, early voting will take place between October 25th and November 2nd. Election day is November 4. More information is on the table outside, and if you need an absentee ballot, you can pick up an application for one, and then mail it in. And if you're not sure where to vote, call the Schenectady Board of Elections. They will tell you, if you're planning on voting on Election Day, they will tell you which place to go to. Thank you. That's it. Oh, thanks. Tried to.